Ernie, always disappointing to see a game called off, and obviously we wish everyone at Saltdean a safe and full recovery from COVID. In terms of our stand down for the weekend, how did you make use of the spare time?
Yeah, on Saturday, Lee, we obviously it is disappointing to have a game called off like that. I think that's going to happen this season with COVID, and I believe it's going to affect certain games, and probably the winter coming as well. There could be more games cancelled, but we've got to get on with it and play the games that come up. And Saturday we trained Saturday morning. Came and had a good session Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon I went and watched the game. So we made the most of the time, and it's all about keeping fit, keeping ticking over, and preparing for the next game.
How pleased are you with another home draw in the FA Cup? Marlowe's certainly going to give us a good game.
Yeah, fantastic. Any home draw, I think, doesn't matter who you're playing. If you get a home draw, it's great in the FA Cup. You get your fans back in the stadium, and it gives them a chance to come and watch a game, and also play sides that you haven't played before. I don't know anything about the side we're going to play. It's going to be a test. They're obviously in a league higher. But we've got to fancy ourselves, especially after our record last season as well, where we've played Step 2 side in Welling United, and managed to get a victory there. So really looking forward to that.
Okay. So we haven't played for the best part of 10 days, and Chatham have just come off the back of 2 really hard FA Cup games. Is it easier to keep that momentum going, keep playing games, or is it perhaps a little bit harder going into a game on the back of tired legs?
Yes, I mean there's 2 ways of looking at it. When you're winning, that kind of takes care of itself, because there's the momentum, the adrenaline's still flowing, and you're getting winning. It's a great feeling to be winning. So there's 2 ways of looking at it. We're playing Chatham on Saturday. They've had an extra time, and obviously the penalties and that. I went down and watched that game. And obviously it can have an effect on players. It can take a little bit out of their legs. But these are players that are very fit now, and I wouldn't read too much into that. I think it's all on the day on Saturday. And
ourselves, we got 2 games in 3 days, both very local games, and Hollands and Blair will give us a hard game, as will Chatham. Are you going to look to rotate, or is it just a case of seeing what happens Saturday and then doing an assessment afterwards?
Yes, I think it's the last one. I think we have a look at it after Saturday. We might pick up a couple of injuries, a couple of knocks. Have a look at players in terms of their fitness levels and where they're at. We've got a strong squad, so generally if you've got 2 games in 2 days, there would be a slight rotation in that.
Sammy Meziane and Billy Lewins have gone on to other things. In terms of the size of the squad now, is it about where you want it? Bearing in mind we've got quite a few games coming up now as well.
Yes, we're starting to trim it down a little bit. Obviously, it's sad to see Sammy go, and Billy. They've come in and had a decent pre-season with us, and obviously we know Sammy from last year. But the squad's moved on a little bit, and I wish them lads well. To be fair to them, if they're not going to play regular football with us, it's in their interests to move and get settled at another club.
Saturday could be a record attendance for us. How pleasing is it for you and the players after this time last year where the capacity was cut because of COVID, now to have that extra 12 men behind them? Does that give you a little bit of an extra boost going into the weekend?
I think it does. I mean, everybody wants to be involved in games like this, to play Chatham at home. And I keep casting my mind back to a few years, when we were playing out there with a string round a pitch, and with a hand, two men and a dog watching, and to get it to this level, to be expecting a gate of anywhere up to maybe 1,000 people is incredible. A real testament to the football club of how far we've come, and also to the local people that have come out in their droves and supporting us. We're very grateful to them. They haven't forgotten what Sheffield United used to be, and the great joy and excitement. If you went down and watched a game at Botany Road many years ago, a lot of people still remember them days, and now they're coming and their granddads, and they're starting to bring their children along as well, which is fantastic.
Looking at the pitch, it's already doing what it was hoped to do. We're getting loads of youngsters on there. We've had a couple of cup finals on there over the weekend. Is the pitch bedding in as expected now?
Yes, I think so. I mean, in terms of the pitch playing wise, they've advised us that it's about 100 hours use before they come back. they load it up with all the granules that they go into making up the final surface of it, and then they come back after about 6 weeks and they readdress that and take off any excess material that's on there, and leave us with, I believe, a lush pitch which we can get the sprinklers on, and it would be very grass-like, I believe, when it's all settled in.
And talking of the younger generation, Jack Midson's running a session called Mini Kickers, which runs before the first team play every Saturday. And I guess that goes to show that this is what the club's trying to do in trying to get the younger players and connect with the community, and showing that what we can do as a club to help them with their football journey, and also being active and looking after their well-being. I
think it's so massive. If there's any one thing that have come from sort of the rebirth of Sheppey United, I think it's the community and what we've been able to do in terms of bringing people back to the football club. And this is, I believe, the start of the next growth and the next journey for Sheppey, because with the island, with more and more people moving to the island and living on the island, more and more houses been built, and the numbers going up. I think within the years to come, I believe we'll see a couple of professional footballers that have probably started their journey at Sheppey United, and a lot of players that will play at good levels in the game. And it all starts here. It all starts at them 2 to 6 year olds. The little tots running around. And I must say that I've been along to a few of these sessions now, and I popped in the week, and the pitch was covered in youngsters and players, and I sat in the stand for an hour just admiring it, filled with real satisfaction that this is now where we want Sheppey to be heading in the future, and to become this family-based community football club that serves the whole island, and something to be proud of.
Ernie, thank you.
Thank you.